everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to today's session, and first of all I would like to thank you all for taking out time and coming to the event here. Thank you all for that. And before I proceed with something further, I would like to call upon the friends from the last row. Please come in front here. The row is waiting for you. You left her all alone, is it? All right. Okay. So I would like to take up this opportunity to not just make this evening indeed remarkable, but also I would like to tell what is this Toastmaster all about. So first of all, welcome to all of you once again from the Greytorators Toastmaster Club. And speaking about Toastmasters, it is a platform which has the mission of providing that supportive and positive learning experience to the members. The members will ultimately be empowered with all the leadership and communication skills which will help them in building the greater self-confidence. Not just that, but also helping them in their personal growth. So this is the mission of the Toastmaster. And also, as a rule, we just follow few things in the Toastmaster Club. The first one is, please help us in not distracting the speaker or audience or anybody in the room here by putting off or switching your mobile off or keeping them in the off mode or silent mode. And also, in this event or in this club, we are not going to talk about the topics, anything related to politics, religion, and sex. All right. And also, it may not be the rule, but yeah, as a convention, I would request you all to encourage or motivate the person every time whoever comes on the stage and leaves the stage with a big round of applause. Right. So this is all about the Toastmaster. And to proceed further, I would like to call upon someone on the stage today who is very supportive, who always motivates us, and also who is highly energetic, our HR manager, Creative Software Private Limited, to give the welcome speech today. Please, a big round of applause.
Hi everybody, good evening, and thank you for coming in, and we hope more to come in next time. So though I am new, but I am aware that this Toastmaster Greytorators Club, okay, that is been here, it has been doing really well, though there have been a lot of changes, but we can see that there has been a lot of participation and contribution in terms of what is needed, right? And we have also noticed, if not, maybe not have been able to showcase, but we've noticed a stark changes in a lot of the participants who've been part of this club. And we really hope that there'll be more new people joining the club and motivating others also to join, right? So before I wanted to just highlight this. Now I would really like to welcome the key people here. So we have the Toastmaster Sharda, who is the area director. So to give an introduction, she's here. So she is a company, to give a background about her, she's a company secretary and legal advisor with 25 plus years of rich experience, corporate experience, right? And she owns her own name of her firm is FC Sharda and Associates Company Secretaries, right? And she's one of the person who brings rigor and diligence to the governance of the from a governance of the Toastmasters world, right? And she strongly believes that the 10-year-long journey that she has as a Toastmasters helped her become an empathetic leader. I mean, we don't end here, of course, there's more to her. So she's been an executive alum of the IMB, right? IMB Toastmasters Orators Club. She was the founder member of the club, and she served the club as the first woman president from January to June 2011, right? So that is an applause to her. And empowered with the Toastmasters learning. So she has successfully led the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, Bangalore chapter, as the first women chairman during 2014. And apart from this, currently she is also an All India Auditing Standards Board of ICSI. Coming to her personal life, okay, her professional career, Toastmasters journey on challenging times where she was suffering challenging times with cancer. Then she believed that if people power is the greatest asset, right? And she's grateful, of course, for this, and is keen on giving back to society, which we can obviously notice from whatever she's done and achieved in her career. Now, coming to the next person who will be a keynote speaker for today is Mr. Arvind Sundar. Now, before anything, I would like to ask you all one question. That have you all heard about the Project Superstar? Who has heard? Okay. Okay. No. Okay. And okay. What about the way of the octopus? Okay. Except anybody else? Okay. So no problem. I'm sure you all will get to know more about it. And he's already waved his hand and shown who is. Yeah, he is. He's a genius, of course. Yeah. And the other thing is the important that to give about him a background. He's a seasoned marketing strategist, right? And then he's an expert in multimedia content production, online reputation management, and inbound marketing with nearly 14 years of experience that he comes with. Then he's passionate trainer, a public speaker, okay, and who holds a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from BMS College of Engineering and master's in corporate communication from University of Manchester. He's also one of his ventures have been into Project Superstar, where is the daily blog where he talks about the tidbits of everyday life and every experiences that are there. Then the other one that we just spoke about, right? The way of the octopus is what he himself defines as a framework for future-proof growth. Okay. He will, of course, we are waiting in a very keen, eagerly manner for him to talk more about it. He will be the best person. And other than that, he will obviously get to see how friendly and humorous a person he can be. And if you have been stressful, I'm sure he will ensure that he will de-stress you with a smile, and you will walk out of the room with a smile. And supposedly I'm yet to see that myself, his Facebook pic, and in his Facebook he says that find your best friend here. So we will have him speak after a little while. And last but not the least, we have TM Varunesh, who has been the mentor for Greytorators Toastmasters. We are already, I'm sure all the Toastmasters from the club is thankful for his mentorship and coaching. So over to the next one. Okay, sorry. Anjum. So does Anjum need any introduction?
No.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay, so we have Anjum here also. So as he does not need any introduction. Okay, so we call upon Shraddha for the next session. Okay, thank you guys.
move forward with the event. It's my pleasure to call upon such a magnificent personality today on the stage, our Area Director, Ms. Sharada, to move on with this session.
Thank you, Rashmi. And Mona, thank you for the very warm introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters guests, and Arvind, Arnish in particular, who has been, I think, a pillar for these last 1 year or 6 months. He has turned this club around. As a woman, generally a woman plays different roles. Not that you don't play, but we have additional roles. I'm a mother, sister, daughter, wife, so many things, and apart from all the professional roles that I have been playing. But today, I am here as an area director with a specific task to do. I have come to Greytip earlier also because Greytip happens to be our client. I'm servicing them with the governance part. But today I have come with a different role. Morning I was there in some other club as an installation officer. So I was wondering, what role am I playing? Am I playing the role of a Panditji who is hopping from one mandap to the other mandap? Only thing is there are some weddings and other pujas, but here I am really installing officers in their respective roles. They're very solemn occasion. There was a discussion in the morning in that club saying, are we all wearing different masks? But then I am very clear, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm true to whatever I'm doing. I'm playing a role and I will be truthful. I will be in the moment. With these few words, let me take up the task of installing the new officers for Greytip Club. It's pronounced as Great Club, is it? Greytorators. Before I start the installation ceremony, I request the current club officers to rise, please. Dear officers, you had a successful term and you all should be extremely proud for serving magnificently in your respective offices. On behalf of Greytorators Toastmasters Club, District 92 and Toastmasters International, I would like to say a big thank you for all your hard and successful work this term. I hereby discharge you from all further duties and responsibilities of your respective office. Please give the outgoing officers a round of applause for the wonderful service of all. You may take your seat. Now I request the elected officers to please come forward and join me at the stage. As I call your name, please come up and stand in following order to the right of the lectern. I humbly request the audience to please withhold applause till the installation ceremony is concluded. I'll start with Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Mohana Krishna Nallapaneni. I think all of us have to listen. We are so used to applauding in Toastmasters, it's almost by default. But please hold on. Mohana Krishna works as DevOps engineer at Greytip. He's not just the backbone of Greytip HR DevOps team, but also the Toastmaster Club tool, always extending his helping hand. He's passionate about reading books and video games. His goal is to be a good novel editor and reviewer. All the best for that. I would now like to call the treasurer, Toastmaster Mujibur Rahman.
Following instructions is the basic thing.
Implementation manager at Greytip and treasurer at the club. Under Rahman's watch, the Greytorators treasure lies safe. The complete task of finance management rests in his trustful hands. His happy outlook always gives confidence to new members, and his experience as a manager helps us in conducting events smoothly. I would request the Secretary, Toastmaster Deepthi Satish, to step forward. Deepthi Satish works as Assistant Manager Accounts. She's a positive and ambitious person, wanting to create a brand name for herself. She has a very interesting tagline. Any guess? Okay. Yeah, apart from that, she has something interesting. Hustle every day. May the space between where I am and where I want to be inspire me. That is her tagline. Next, we have in line VP Public Relations, TM Devarshi. Devarshi serves Greytip as a senior QA engineer, an enthusiastic social activist. He always ensures that the Greytorators club attains perfection at all levels. Of course, finding bugs and giving his best to fix them. His creativity and commitment is an inspiration to the club members. His wanderlust always keeps him going. Next, I have VP Membership, TM Rashmi Malik. As an assistant manager training, Rashmi is regarded highly in the club. She's a mentor, not just an instructor for Greytorators app, but also a manual guide to start the Greytip journey. From the confidence in her eyes to the smile on her face, I saw it all. It's always welcoming and endearing to interact with her. Next, we have VP Education, TM Subhasanti Sini. Subha is a business analyst at Greytip, dedicated, hardworking, and enthusiastic. What's interesting about her personality is how one gets captivated by the perfect balance of her naivety, modesty, and wisdom. I now request the president of the club, Toastmaster Syed Abdul Hanan Akram, to step forward. Currently an implementation engineer, Hanan is described as the rising star of Greytip. You are described as mischievous, yet smart and hardworking. All-time passion is cooking. He wishes to, I think both go together. He wishes to learn all the exotic cuisines and become a certified chef in the next 5 years. His dream is to become an entrepreneur by opening a restaurant. All the best for that. I'm here to install the officers of the Greytorators Toastmasters Club and to prepare them for the challenges that lie ahead. Their collective challenge is to make this club strong and dedicated to helping people from all walks of life to speak in an effective manner, listen with sensitivity, and passionately lead to help many individuals. Each officer is obligated to attend club executive committee meetings, attend district-sponsored club officer training at TLI, prepare a successor for his or her respective office. I request each officer to hold the gavel as a symbol of leadership as I briefly describe the challenges she or he must meet and the responsibilities she or he must fulfill. Start with the Sergeant at Arms. Toastmaster Mohana Krishna Nallapanini. Your responsibilities as Sergeant at Arms include arrange the meeting location, maintain club equipment in working order, ensure that adequate club supplies are available, set up the room before the meeting begins, make sure that all relevant educational and PR materials are displayed, attend to special equipment needs, greet guests, help the president make sure the meeting begins on time. It's very important. TM Mohana Krishna, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Louder, everybody has to hear, and hold the gavel like this.
Yes.
Thank you. Please pass the gavel to Toastmaster Mujibur Rahman. TM Muji, as treasurer, you are expected to keep financial records and prepare the club budget, announce when it's time for members to pay dues, explain the due structure to members, collect dues, work with the secretary to ensure that the club submits dues on time to Toastmasters International World Headquarters. TM Mujib, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
I do.
Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Please pass the gavel to TM Deepthi Satish. Toastmaster Deepthi, as secretary, you maintain an accurate membership roster. Work with the treasurer to ensure that new member application and dues get to Toastmasters International World Headquarters as soon as possible. Submit the new club officer list to Toastmasters International on time. Work with the treasurer to submit your club's semi-annual report and dues to Toastmasters International on time. Provide the club with minutes of each meeting. TM Deepthi, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Please pass the gavel to Toastmaster Devarshi. Toastmaster Devarshi, as VP PR, you are expected to attract visitors to the club through free publicity, Use a variety of means to promote the club and its members in as many mediums as possible, digital, print, TV, internet, newspaper, whatever. Enlist your fellow club members in PR activities, providing them with promotional materials and ideas for inviting guests. Regularly recognize member achievements with methods such as announcements, newsletters, emails, and articles that you submit for the district bulletin. Toastmaster Devarshi, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Please pass the gavel to Toastmaster Rashmi Mali. Toastmaster Rashmi, as VP membership, you are expected to lead the club's membership building efforts, help members with any requirement during their journey, listen to their grievances, and provide emotional support if need be. While the VP, as VP PR motivates people to visit your club, you motivate the current members to invite guests, promptly give new member applications and dues to the secretary and treasurer, personally greet guests and provide them with guest packets including a membership application. Make sure each guest hears about the benefits of Toastmasters and gets a personal invitation to become a member. TM Rashmi, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Please pass the gavel to Toastmaster Subhasanti CB. Toastmaster Subha, as Vice President Education, you are expected to gain commitments from members to set educational goals for themselves, very important. Assure that club members are aware of the schedule of meeting roles, plan meetings that will assist members in meeting their individual goals, work with club members to keep meetings fun and well run, work with your members to ensure that they submit their applications for educational awards promptly, provide for educational topics at club meetings such as those from the Successful Club Series and Leadership Excellence Series, represent your club at area and district council meetings. As the second highest ranking officer, preside over the meeting when the club president is absent. TM Subhasanti, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Please pass the gavel to Toastmaster Hanan. Toastmaster Syed Abdul Hanan Akram, as president of Greytorators Toastmasters Club, you are the chief executive officer. Thus, you preside at all club meetings and all meetings of the club executive committee. It is your challenge to see that this club adds new members and meets the needs of its current members to achieve their communication and leadership goals. Establish a club climate that is supportive, stimulating, and rewarding to its members. Realize that among the resources available to your commitment is towards fellow club members, officer team, area director, division director, district 92 officers, and officers of Toastmaster International Headquarters. TM Hanan, you hold the gavel as a symbol of the power and authority that your club has given you during your term of office. I am confident that you will use it wisely and with restraint. You are a member of your team as well as a leader. A team is more than a collection of people. It is an emotional force rooted in the feelings, thoughts, and actions of all members with a common goal of achievement, sharing, and mutual support. Work with your team members to create a healthy, dynamic club, a club of which everyone will be proud. TM Hanan, as a member of Greytorators Toastmasters Club, as well as its leader, will you work with your executive team and club members to make this a vibrant and a rewarding club this term and help every individual with honesty, loyalty, and empathy?
Yes, I will.
Dear members of Greytorators Toastmasters Club, please rise. Members, everybody are here. Not all the members are present. Okay. Your officer team has just pledged to serve this club to the best of its ability. To be the best Toastmasters club possible and to meet the needs of all its members, your club will need active participation from each member. Do you as members pledge to work together with your officer team to make Greytorators Toastmasters Club the finest Toastmasters club it can possibly be?
Yes,
Say,
I will.
yes, I will.
Yes, I will. Yes.
Please take your respective seats. By the authority vested in me as the Area Director of District 92, it is my sincere pleasure to declare these Toastmasters officers installed in their respective club offices. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to the Greytorators Toastmasters Club Executive Team for the term July to December 2019. that gavel is a symbol of power and restraint, but I think all of us are serving in a position of servant leadership, which has a very different meaning. I'm sure you will all feel very transformed at the end of this term, serving yourself and also to the members and getting new members in. All the very best.
Thank you. So, thank you, Toastmaster Shalda. And yes, so friends, to continue with, I would like to call upon someone on the stage today who is always on tip of his toes. You will never find him on time, but yeah, and he is always there for you. Yes, the president of the term, Mr. Hanano Singh.
There is one sure introduction you don't want for a president, being late on time. Okay. So I just wanted to start with a small story which I was reading through in the morning. So there's a man who's passing by on the street on a busy Monday morning. So he passes by one construction site. He sees a worker taking up bricks and just putting up the cement and all. He's doing a lot of hard work, and he feels pity for that person. He goes, "Why are you working so hard? What are you doing this?" The person looks at him and tells, "I'm building. I'm a part of a construction of a world's tallest tower over here. I should feel great about it. Like it's the biggest tower and part of it." So this person thinks, "Oh yeah, correct." See the thought process he has. I thought I should feel pity on him. He's doing such a hard work in such a hot morning. It's like sunny and all. Then he feels okay, he's correct. Then he moves ahead in time. Then after walking a little while again in front, in the same construction place, he finds another worker. He's literally like he's doing his work more harder over there. Then he goes up to him and tells, "Hey, so what are you doing here?" So the person comes up to him and tells, "I'm putting all my 100% of work here. I'm taking the things from here to there. I'm keeping them at each place each time. I have a lot of work. I can't talk to you." Then this person is walking through. He feels, how come one person has a different perspective about what he's doing? He seems like the other person, the first person is the most intelligent, or someone we can feel, okay, he has some motive to do this work. But when you talk to the other person, you come to know, okay, you're here to do something very important. You should focus on what you have to do rather being involved in what it is. It's like at the end of the day, your own personal growth also means a lot. So the efforts you put also means a lot. And after then, when your efforts come into picture, then you go on building something very big or being part of very big. So my journey started in Toastmasters because of a very good friend. The previous president of our Toastmasters was a very good friend of mine. So I always, when he used to come for me for membership, I used to run from the other door, come back from the other door. I used to be like, no, I am good as a guest. I can come for two table topics. I'll win one chocolate, I'll go back and sit in my place. That was all that I thought I can be at Toastmasters. Then after a lot of, he told me, come into it. You will come to know what it is, what you do at Toastmasters, how you grow. I always thought, okay, you have this, negligence inside a person who feels, okay, you have gone into debates, you have spoken at your college level, school level, so you can talk. You can talk however you talk. I used to feel like, give me the stage, I can become Obama at one shot. So I had that thought in my mind. But then after I joined Toastmasters because of him, and I came up on the stage and I gave my first icebreaker. That was my first icebreaker after a lot of pushing in that also. Like, go give your first icebreaker after a lot of things. So I came up on the stage. I thought, okay, I'm going to ace it like royal. Because I've spoken so many times on stage. What is it? It's nothing. I'm a speaker, born speaker, the genes. So I came up here on the stage and I'm like, blank. Like, okay, what is happening to me? I should already be like, everyone should be clapping around for me because I'm good at it. Then when I started, I felt, okay, I'm not talking what I was supposed to talk and what I had written in my own paper. I was looking at my paper and like one line, then the next one I used to jump to the Everest and come back again. Like I'm going here and there. That is when I realized, okay, something you feel you're good at is not actually, you don't feel you're actually good at one unless you're in that situation and you're really doing it. And you come to know if you're really doing it good when you're in that position yourself. So, coming up from something very small, I just was a guest, then coming up to being a member, then becoming a treasurer of this club, and then being a president here. I feel I have taken very good leaps and I have improved myself over time because of Toastmasters and all that guidance our club coach and all had given me. So it all, for us, it's all like we never see the bigger picture over here. We usually see, okay, we come up here, we have fun or we talk a bit and we interact. it's not all about that. You see, Toastmasters is just not about you coming, you visiting them, you talking on the stage or getting this fear inside you. Okay, that is all a part of it. But when you look at the bigger picture of what Toastmasters is, it literally helps you learn as a person what you are. Even if you're best at it, it will tell you, okay, this is the next level what you can be. It's not like you have to stop at this one level and okay, I don't want to learn of it. Because no one wants to stop, I'm sure, at one point of time. Everyone wants to keep going on and on and on so that they can do something more better. When it comes to our learning part, then you come up to this Toastmasters level of it and you learn something new at one point. Okay, first time when you learn to talk for a 2-minute speech, something like, okay, they'll come up on the stage, okay, this is your topic, get a heart attack or something, but talk on it. You have to talk on it because I have got all the weird topics always. They used to wait and in the end they used to give me, this is for you. I knew, okay, there's something there for me in store again. So we used to see and then talk. From that we came up to icebreaker speeches where we thought, okay, this is where you talk from school. At last someone, even though if they don't want to listen, you're going to tell about your whole life to them what it was. That is what it has happened, and okay, we learned, okay, this is good. We have tried to bring ourselves out. We are trying to open up rather than being too reserved, which is not good. So that is where it started. Next, I'm sure we will take it up more better and more better things to be coming up for us. So what my thing is, I want to be, as a president, I'm sure Toastmasters, there may be other, when I told I was going to be a president in my own floor, they were like, oh, next step is the president of India. Next step is the president of Obama. I'm like, calm down. First, let me be something good here on this stage. Let me take up something. I have a vision for my own club, our Greytorators, that after some time, coming time itself, I want to have a team. This is what I want our members to be like. This is not only like come at some event, at random event, we have only this crowd people. But every event or every club member, Thursdays, we have this crowd here. This is what I want to have. And it's like, it should be so much more like, okay, I have to tell the person, okay, pull in more chairs, make them, accommodate somewhere over here. This is what I wish to have in near time. And I'm sure with the team I have, excellent members I have, and the club officers I have, I'm sure I will be able to do that. And the best of is, we have a CTO who literally helps us with it always, like guiding us and pushing us to do more excellent. So I'm sure we will always end up doing rocking in the future. So you'll see not just words, you'll see actions over here happening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hannah, for your presidential speech. Yes. So friends, to continue with, are you all curious to know about the question Mohana asked? Project Superstar?
Yes.
How many yes? Just raise your hands. Okay, I can see room full. And how about the Way of the Octopus?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so do I. So let me introduce, all of our best friend here on the stage, who is going to tell us what is this all about and what was he intending when he came up with this. So I'd like to call upon our keynote.
Wow. Thank you for this opportunity, Toastmaster, and Mr. President, best of luck for your new term. All the dignitaries and everybody else here. My name is Arvind. Can you guys hear me at the back? Yes. Yes? Are you all awake? Yes. Okay, I'm going to try to wake you up, okay? I want you to take out one hand, your left hand. Please stick it out like this, each one of you. Everyone. Okay? Now, I want you to start counting, okay? So this is 1, right? Start hitting it with 1 finger. Now make it 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's a reason why I do this. I love applause, okay? It's true. I just love applause. I've been on stages for perhaps as long as I can remember, and this is perhaps one of the best things of being on stage. The second best thing, my double chins don't show up. It's good. And I'm here to talk to you about something very, very interesting. Almost each one of us in this room is working here, I'm guessing. Yes? I said almost because I don't work here, so technically I'm correct. The second thing is we're all working towards building out a future that actually means a lot for us, right? Something that we can be proud of, something that's something that we can actually write home about. So my question to you, what does the future actually look like? Anybody? What about the gentleman in the back, yellow shirt? Yes, with the hairband. I think you're wearing a hairband. Yes. What's your name? Sagar. So tell me what does your future look like? What do you visualize when you think of your future? Let's just talk in terms of your career. right? What do you think it of? Good position, which is that? Huh? Go on, tell me, what do you want to be? You want to be a CTO? I mean, you can get advice here, so that's why I'm asking. Go on. So what do you want to be? You want to be architect? You want to be, what is it? Okay. Don't worry, he's not going to judge you. It's okay. All right, somebody else, this side. Ma'am, what about you in the back? What do you want to be when you grow up? Everybody, please think of your answer so that you don't struggle like her. Yes, come on. What's your name? Gayatri, yes. What do you want apart from a louder voice? Good performer and everything. That's interesting. I'm going to come back to you. What about you, man? What about you? What's your name? Neetu. What do you want to be, Neetu? A very good dancer. Wow. I did not expect that, but thank you. What about you in the back? Yes, with the Bronx t-shirt. What's your name? Surinder. What do you want to be? Okay. This is nice. So this company is probably going to have the lowest attrition ever. Everybody wants to stay here. But here's what I know, all right? And I've been working in companies like Jigsaw Academy. I've worked with IBM. I've worked with Ogilvy, Tesco, Apple, all of these companies. And one thing I've realized is that the way we think the future is going to be is absolutely not the way we can imagine it. Because stuff is changing. As your CTO said, the future is already here. It's just unevenly distributed. I'm sure that's a quote from somewhere else. I'm sorry, I don't know the source, but it's very, very important that we understand that each and every one of us in this room are already going to be exposed, and our lives are already being changed by the future that's already happening. How many of you here are in a tech kind of a role? You write code, you manage computer systems. Yes, that's like what, 5, maybe 6% of the people. Thank you. What about the rest of you? What is your day job like? Do you work with other people? Do you work with systems? What is it? What do you guys do? What about you? What do you do? I'm just randomly pointing, so if you're making eye contact, I'm going to ask you. So, shielding forward, say, yes, ma'am, what do you do? Okay, support issue. Okay, fair enough. What about you in the back? See, I'm trying this. The gentleman in the formal shirt, what's your name? Aju. Yes. What about you? What do you do?
I manage strategic analysis.
Okay, strategic alliances, sales, networking, business relationships, that sort of thing?
Yeah, partnerships.
Okay, partnerships, fair enough. So see, the thing is this, okay? The way I know it, the way I see it, the way a lot of other smart people are talking about this on the internet and other conferences is that in the near future, somebody's going to come take your job, okay? And it's going to be one of very, very select options that can happen. One could be a cheaper, younger person who could do the same job that you're doing, but for a fraction of the cost. That's one. Second thing is perhaps something like outsourcing. Like, you know how all the jobs came in from the US and the UK into India? Now, Vietnam and Philippines, they're getting cheaper. So how payroll, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but how payroll was outsourced to India, the same thing could happen and could leave from India and go to Philippines or Vietnam, right? That's the second thing. The third thing, machines, right? So you have computers that can write code. You have artificial intelligence, which is not yet cracked, but we still have something called expert systems or narrow artificial intelligence, which can essentially do one, like, let's say, one very specific task really, really well. Let's say playing chess, playing AlphaGo, playing StarCraft, playing computer games, right? A lot of these things which are rule-based systems, computers can do. And something that really, really scared me was something that I saw last year. It happened at the Google I/O conference. Who knows what the Google I/O conference is? This is good. Okay, come on. You don't get to say that. You're CTO. Yes. What is it?
Every year they conduct the Google I/O where they reviews their updates, their products, all of this.
Fair enough. So it's a conference by Google where they showcase all the awesome stuff that they've been working on, right? So they showed off stuff like visual navigation systems. This is very similar to the Apple developer conference as well, right? Something that happens, right? Where they introduce new products and all that. But last year, something totally amazing happened. Google essentially showed us, you know, how stuff like Siri and Alexa was happening. Now, Google Assistant could actually pick up the phone, well, metaphorically speaking, pick up the phone and set up an appointment for a haircut. It could book a table in a restaurant pretending to be a human. The person on the other end of the line had no clue that they were speaking to a machine. Now, why is this so important? Because people like us, right? What's going to happen to us is eventually, if computers are already all the way here, where they can fool another human into thinking that they're talking to another human, imagine what could happen in 5 years, 10 years. I'm sorry, 5 years later, maybe the payroll job might not exist. I'm not a visionary. I can't say that, hey, this is what is going to happen. But what I can say is, this is what's been happening, and this stuff is accelerating. So it's happening faster and faster and faster and faster. Because think about it. One of my job descriptions when I was working in Ogilvy was social media strategist. The internet did not exist until what, 1970? It was not widespread until 1990. And I have a job that says social media strategy. This thing did not even exist. Now we have something called IoT architect, right? Mainframes administrator. Mainframes did not exist. Like, just go back like what, 50, 60 years ago? Yeah, I think so, around World War I, right? These things did not exist. So in the future, it's going to be so different that what we think is going to be happening in the future, that's not going to happen. Now, when I found this out, I was scared. Why? Because I have a small baby girl. Her name is Maya, and she's almost 2 years old, almost 2. She comes like this tall. She's very tall for her age, right? But she's also a lot of fun. But as a new dad, I'm getting scared. Why? Well, my daughter is now going to grow up in this world where I know nothing about. Like for me, I did coding in my first job, but after I know nothing about coding, I can't predict what's going to be happening in the future, so what do I do? So I started doing some research, and I found out that there are some skills that we need to survive in the future. And you can broadly categorize them into 2 things. First is high-tech skills, like what the 6 or 7% of the people in this room can do. These are the guys who can write code. These are the guys who understand machine learning. These are guys who understand what I'm saying when I'm saying convolutional neural networks. If you guys don't know, you should Google it. You won't understand it either, but it's a good thing to know. Sounds very, very intelligent, right? So, high-tech skills, right? You can write the systems that are going to be building the future. That's a good thing. But from what I understand, and this is true for myself, and I'm guessing it's going to be true for each one of you, it's the same thing for most of us. We need a different set of skills. These are called high human skills. There's a name that I completely cooked up. It has no illegal connotation whatsoever, but it's very, very important to realize that many of us, to develop our skills in the high-tech space, we're going to need a lot of time, a lot of investment, a lot of groundwork to already, invest so that we can reach that level. It's not possible for me, and if you can do it, go for it, but it's also very, very difficult. On the other hand, if you're talking about high human skills, you're in for luck. There's a reason for that. And it's going to, hello, how are you? High tech versus high human, right? Now, high human, where do you learn that? Stuff like Toastmasters. In Toastmasters, you learn about leadership. You learn about communication. You learn how to be a good manager. Imagine, and I'm sure he's going to be very happy when he hears this. If you come to Toastmasters and you're leading a team, you know how to motivate people without giving them money. It's true. It's true. Come appraisal season, you know what to say. It also works in reverse. So if your manager is going to be doing that, you know how to respond. But apart from that, you're given, for example, for our president here, newly elected president, he's actually seen that transformation, right? He started off in an outside Toastmaster, like a guest kind of a role, and he's grown. And how long have you been a Toastmaster?
A year.
In 1 year, 1 year, wow. In 1 year, he's already at the president's level. And what does that actually indicate? It allows you to grow. It gives you a safe platform for you to experiment and for you to actually apply these skills in a safe and secure setting. Now, majority of you in this room are not Toastmasters. And I'm not here to sell Toastmasters. What I am here to do is put the fear of the future in you. It's as simple as that. Because think about it. It's true, you're laughing, but it's absolutely true. Each and every one of us, 10 years from now, our jobs will not look the same. Forget 10 years, 5 years from now, it will not look the same. So I want to ask you one question. What does your future look like right now? Right? So somebody said they want to be in payroll. Somebody's already in partnerships. She wants to be a dancer. That's a good thing. No robot can do that yet. But we will get there. We will get there. For example, Disneyland in Japan, they have animatronics which essentially works better than humans, so you have competition there as well. Artificial intelligence is now building musical instruments and art and novels. Everything that we thought humans could do, they're doing. So where does that leave you? Does that scare you even one bit? Are you just saying yes because I'm expecting you to say yes? No? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay, here's the thing, okay? You might not necessarily see this in the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years or so. I don't know. But right now, you're all in this safe cocoon, okay? It's like you're in this safe place where nothing is actually changing. Life is going on, just happening little bit by little bit by little bit. But suddenly, one day, it's just going to boom. And you'll be wondering, what on earth just happened? And when that happens, you're going to be caught on the back foot. And you don't want that. You don't want that. So I have something to actually share with you, which is actually going to be helping you, which is try and become as competent in high human skills as possible. Now, Toastmasters is a wonderful way to do that. It does require you to put in that effort, and the more effort you put in, the more you're going to get back. Look at him. He loves the phone, but he's still paying attention to me. It's true. It's absolutely true. And for each one of you who are not a Toastmaster yet, you should totally join. Now, if you're looking at the high human skills, this is what I have. Okay, I've done some research and I've kind of like broken it down. There are basically 8 of them. Why? Because there's an octopus in there. And octopus is 8. First, creativity. How many of you do you think, on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, 1 is absolutely horrible at creativity, and 10 being like me? Thank you. You got the joke. Yes. 1 being absolutely not creative versus 10 being very, very creative. Where do you guys think you stand?
7, maybe.
7. Okay, we have a 7. Somebody else? 7? Who's the other 7? Copycat. Okay, what else? 5? 5? 3? Who said 3? 8? 5. Okay, what else? Gentlemen, what about you? You've been just smiling at me. I like that, but tell me something. 6. Okay, why do you think it's a 6? No, that's just a wrong question. Don't worry. What about you, sir? You've been laughing too. 5-ish? Don't be polite. You can be honest. It's a safe space. No one's going to judge you. No, but seriously, what about you? Captain America shield? 4. Okay. What about you? 5. Are you serious? Everybody's just a 5? Come on, somebody has to say some different numbers. Miss Dancer, what about you? Neetu? 7. Okay, what about you? 7, 6, 5, 9. Yes, somebody with a lot more confidence. I like that. I like that. Okay, so we have a 9, we have 7s, we have 5, 6s. This is good. Okay. Here's why this is a good thing. Computers, they can't do this yet. Okay, they really can't. Now the gentleman at the back who's doing partnerships and all that, you're in luck. Okay, until computers figure out how to talk to each other without humans coming in, you're safe. But once that happens, you're going to be needing other things, right? Which is where communication comes in. If you guys are thinking, okay, again, let's do this self-rating thing again, okay? Remember, I'm going to be asking for each one of these, so have your numbers ready. What do you have for communication? 1 to 10. Okay, what about you? Captain America? 8 or 9. I like that. 7. Okay? Gentleman in the green shirt, I like your ring. 7.45. Pakka engineer. Okay. Float overflow, if you just divide that. So that's like the only tech joke I know, okay? Float overflow, and 1 0 is binary for 2. Right. So what about, we had you. What about you? 8. That's nice. And Mr. Red Shirt who's looking at the phone, I think, or falling asleep. Phone! Yes! You're not falling asleep. That's a good thing. What's your number? 7.5. Okay. Ma'am, what about you?
Communication.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I would rate myself as 8 so that I have 2 more to improve.
I like that answer. I like that answer. And what about you? 8. Okay. So this is nice. This is nice because again, people are on an average around 7 to 8, which is a good thing. Now, community is something that you really, really get very, very strongly in a Toastmasters setting, right? It's a place, again, where people are there, they support you, they help you grow, and you can actually give feedback, receive feedback, and grow together. Now, how many of you feel a part of your community? A community could be in your office team, could be in your company itself, could be something that you experience when you go back home. Again, numbers, that sense of belonging, right? How many of you have that? on a scale of 1 to 10. Yes, ma'am.
I think Toastmasters 10. My club.
Wow, I like that. True Toastmaster. Please, round of applause. Okay, so we have a 10. What about you? 8. 8. What about you? You haven't spoken yet. 7. What is your community? Where do you feel like you belong? Is it with friends? Is it with family, colleagues? Family only? Okay, fair enough. Sir, what about you? 6. And where is that? Family and friends. That's nice. That's nice. Sir, what about you, blue shirt? 10. I like that answer. Tell me more. Where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. You're at home everywhere. This is good. This is good. Do you like to travel by any chance? Yeah, I suspect it. All right, so we have that. Now, craft. Now, this is something that tech guys usually have a very strong understanding of, right? So it's like you start off by writing simple hello world programs, and then you progress. You do a whole bunch of stuff until you become very knowledgeable, right, in very specific areas. So each one of you, whether it is in HR, whether it's in payroll, whether it's in tech, whether it's in communications, how many of you feel that you've attained a certain level of mastery in your craft? Yes.
Communication.
Communication. What would that number be?
7 or 8.
7 or 8 on communication. Ma'am, what about you? 5 in? What is that area of expertise of yours? Communication. Okay. Somebody else. Hey, where are the tech guys? Somebody else in tech? You're not allowed. I'm sorry. You're in tech, right? Yes. So tell me. Oops. Yeah. In tech. 6 or 7. Turn. Pardon me? That's good. That's good. I really like you say that because this is important, right? For you to actually grow, you need to realize, and like she said, there is always room for improvement. Just like the president mentioned that he always wants to keep on improving, and he has demonstrated that there is always room for us to improve. Nobody's Obama the first time they walk on stage. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
All right. Command. How many of you manage teams here? 1, 2. One guy shyly saying 3. You're unsure? Yes, no, maybe? 4. What else? That's it? Okay. 4 people, and I'm guessing you lead teams too, sir. Awesome. So 5 people, okay, in this entire room. That's like about 10% of the room. Assuming there are 50 people here, they lead teams. But nobody ever teaches you how to lead a team. Where do you get to practice? There's no coaching school. There's no Coursera class. There's nothing you can watch on YouTube that will actually say, hey, this is how you lead a team. And which is a good thing. Because what happens is when you actually go out to lead teams, you figure out that, hey, you have to figure out your own style. There's no set manual. In fact, there is a book called the First Time Manager's Handbook or something like that. Don't read it. Absolute waste of money. I spent that money. Don't read it. You need to practice that. And the sooner you can practice that, you will realize that there is so much more that you don't know. Right? I'm not going to ask these people about how much they scored because all of us are usually invariably very critical on ourselves. We always say, hey, you know what? I'm not as good as I think I am. Well, come to Toastmasters. You actually figure out how to actually do this and become a better manager. Charisma. How many of you think you have charisma? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'm not talking to you 7. Everybody else, the first rule of charisma is to believe that you have it. Okay, that's it. What is charisma? Charisma it's a mix of combination. It's a mix of combination and your ability to interact with people. You don't even know me, but you're still smiling, and I'm happy about that. It's the ability to make someone feel special. It's the ability to make someone feel noticed. It's the ability to connect with people. It's the ability to actually influence others. It's the ability to say, hey, you matter to me. And what you're going to be saying is very important. And when you do something like this, you have, for the lack of a better term, you have infinite power, right? Because you can use this power for good or for evil. I'm not saying no, but the point is this, when you have this power, you can change the world. Right now, I'm talking to about, 50 of you? You go back home, right? You go back to your family, you go back to your friends, you go back to your community, and you can say, hey, this is important, and people are not listening. You don't have charisma. Why should we believe you? Why should we care? We don't. But you develop that skill of charisma. You have power. Going into partnership meetings, getting people to sign. Half the time they just probably will yank your chain, right? They say, come back later, you need this, we need that. This happens. I know this because I'm in marketing. I've done sales. I've done like literally door-to-door sales of stuff like AquaGuards. Yes, imagine a guy with a foreign accent. Sir, would you like some AquaGuard? It doesn't work. I've been there. I've done that. I have to learn all of these things, right? Courage. How many of you have actually spoken on stage before? Show of hands, please. Well, Toastmasters, if you haven't, please come on. All right, everybody else, okay? Speaking here is scary. And you'll start shivering. That's because the AC is hitting. You go here also, you'll start shivering because it's scary. The first time I had to speak on stage, my knees were knocking, right? I'm not joking. I was so scared. My hands, like my kerchief and all was like wet, okay? I go in, it was for a table topics, right? They would call on stage. I didn't even remember the topic, right? I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I just went there, blabbered something, and I came back up. I don't even remember. I just completely blanked because this is scary. Why is that? Because right now, only this pair of eyes looking this way. But about 100 other eyeballs are focused on me or on their own phones. And it's scary. It's scary. And plus, there's also a video camera running. So, hi guys, if you're watching this in the future, what happens is we're being judged. Rather, we believe that we're being judged. Over time, you will learn with enough charisma, enough confidence that it doesn't really matter. You get that courage. But that's not just courage, right? Speaking on stage. What about courage of saying there might be something unethical that you're saying and you have to say no? Or how many of you are married? You're staying back after office and you have to say, yeah, listen, I can't make it to that dinner tonight. Yeah? Anybody have to do that? I did just today. So that requires courage. I'm hoping I get some food. Yeah. There better be snacks after this. There is, right? Yes. Yeah, thank God. The way she's laughing, I got scared. So there are other kinds of courage as well, right? Sometimes when you're scared, and then you have like, let's say a junior in your team, a junior colleague, or your kid, or a friend, and they expect you to do something bigger than what you actually are. So courage is not the absence of fear. It's having the guts to actually move forward even when you are scared. And there are ways to practice this as well. So he's taking a photo, so. Yeah, now. No? Okay, we're done. The last thing, change. I've saved the best for last because every single day, change is happening. Sometimes it's really, really small. It's about the decisions that we make. It's about the little things that we do and how much that can actually change the trajectory of where we could end up. That's at a very, very micro, personal level change. What about at a much more massive level, right? Things outside your control. Hey, now Google's AI can make phone calls. Well, in about 2 years, most of the telecallers on the planet, they won't have a job. Remember call centers? They were like a massive thing, right? Many people founded their fortunes on call centers. 2 years later, they might not even exist. That sort of change, they have no control over. But that is happening. So how do you manage that? You need to learn. Again, tying all of this back together. For all of you, again, this might come across as a sales pitch, but it's not. It's something I fundamentally believe in because before November of 2017, I was like you. I was sitting on the other side. I was not even a Toastmaster. But today, if I'm able to stand before you and talk, it's because I am a product of that product. I believe in this and I think you should try it too. But I'm not all talk because the way of the octopus is something that I've created. I have a massive octopus tattoo and I'm going to be telling you off stage because it's not fit for camera why this tattoo actually exists and how I got the tattoo. But think of the octopus, right? It's very fluid, very adaptable. It has 8 hands which can go in different things. Most of us, we have just one. We're specialists in one thing. But we need to be more and more like that. That octopus, right? Very fluid, very adaptable, hands in many different pies, just so that we can survive in the future. And for that, I have something for you. Now, all the gentlemen and ladies who've been playing with your phones, now's the time for you to take it out and visit this link. And what this is this thing, except in a digital format. I'm going to request you to just help me spread this out. Please. So, what if you could actually learn these skills, right? All these 8 C's. I don't have enough for everybody, so that's why we have this URL. So all of these 8 things, what if you could actually learn these things in a fun way, right? I'm not talking about lectures. Wait, you're taking this? Hey guys, photos are important, huh? Thank you. This light is very flattering. So what happens is, what if you could actually try all of these different challenges and see, those 8 C's, you can actually learn them. These are the components, these are the main skills you need to become a high human. Joining Toastmasters gives you a platform to actually practice all of those skills. If you're trying to figure out what is it that you can do, what if, simple challenge, how many of you know a second language? Okay, let me put it this way, that's a wrong question in Bangalore. How many of you know a foreign language? That's Japanese. Hi. Yeah, so that's like, I'm saying, how many of you know Japanese? I understand it, I speak a little bit, right? Or any other language. Well, bujudao, jongore. That's essentially Mandarin for saying, I don't know how to speak Mandarin. It's like how North Indians say Kannada gottilla. Rather, how non-Kannadigas say Kannada gottilla. Same thing. Well, bujudao, jongore. Just the mere fact that we're exposing ourselves to something outside forces us to get out of our comfort zone, right? And these are just 10 fun ways for you to do that. You can get it from that link or from these handouts. But again, coming back to the whole thing, right now, in your company, in your campus, you have a chance to learn new things. You have a chance to learn new skills. You have a safe place to practice each and every one of them. And I recommend that you joining Toastmasters is the first and the most definitive step for each one of you to build out a future where you can survive. And thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you, Toastmaster Arvind. It was a wonderful speech, and I think, yeah, you are right. We found our best friend here because in just a couple of minutes, he didn't just make us talk to him, but he also made sure that we reveal all our life secrets to him. He made sure that he knows what is our life goal. He also made sure that how do we scale ourselves on these 8 skills. So yes, Toastmaster Arvind, your mission is accomplished. Yeah. So friends, yes, now is the time to have more fun. Are you all ready for it? Yes. Okay. I think you have seen this poster here and there, Toastmaster poster, right? There was something in the corner with a goodie dancing. Did you notice that? Yes, no? Something? Yes, you did. So, now is the time for it. And there was something written down there as well. In it to win it. Are you all curious to know what is that in it to win it all about? Again, yes or no? Yes. No? No? Then trust me friends, you are in loss if you say no. Yes, I'll tell you what it is all about. So, under your chairs, there's some sticky note for all of you. Can you please check that?
The left hand side.
Your own chairs, not the next person's chair. Your own chairs.
Left hand.
Yes.
Left hand side. Left hand side.
Can we get help?
Left hand
side. Find it soon.
I can enter the
Hey, this is cheating.
I can enter.
Are you serious?
Yes, yes.
Forgot the first. I forgot this. So we thought it's the delegates.
No, I think VIPs are excluded. No, VIPs are excluded.
VIP is excluded. Yeah, you can try for that.
Okay.
This is not the snack coupon, right?
No, it is not. Don't worry, you have your some laminations.
That's the only
Okay. So, have you all got your checks? Just right now. Yes. How many of you have got blank checks? Just raise your hands. Okay, I can see all the hands up except except for one. Yes, Mr. Sharat, you are the lucky winner of the day. Please come on the stage.
Now you have to speak.
Better make him join.
Yes. Congratulations, Sharat. So yes, friends, he is the lucky winner of the day. And to give him his goodie, I would like to call upon the delightful, ingenious personality today in the room, our beloved CTO, Mr. Syed Anjum, on stage.
Congrats on sitting on the right chair.
Sir, that has a lot of political meaning. You have to say something now.
You can talk about evolution.
As Arvind told us, like the way you like the speech you had given was there's no words. One thing is, I feel like instead of sitting there, why can't I be you like in the same way? So it's like okay, still I just don't know like where the future is. I don't know. Just keep going on. Let's see, that is a lucky. Let me see like where I can stand for the next 5 years. So just see for the best.
Good luck.
That's okay. Yes. Yes. So thank you, Sharat. And yes, I heard you. I will make sure that you will be there in his place because I'm the VP membership now. Alright, so friends, yes. To continue with, I would again like to call upon our beloved CTO on the stage to give out the momentums to our today's guest. So first, yes, our best friend today, Toastmaster Arvind.
Guys, get good photos. Huh? Important.
Yes. Next, the powerful lady, the area director, Toastmaster Sharada. Yes. And our lovely mentor, Toastmaster Varnesh. Guys, let me tell you, he didn't just mentor us, he also made sure that he actually comes from Bellandur. Every Thursday he is here on time. Let me tell you, it's on time. We ourselves being here sometimes might miss out being here for the session on time, but we can definitely see Toastmaster Varnesh there. So thanks for your mentoring. Yes, there have been days he has encouraged us, he has always motivated us. He showed actually the right path to us, like how do we reach our goals in the Toastmaster. So thank you for that. And yes, there also have been times where he has held our ears and made sure that we are in the right direction. And I would really like to appreciate for that because that's one of the good signs of a mentorship. Yes, we would have really happy to have you as a mentor in our Greytorators Toastmaster Club, sir. Thank you once again. And also, we would like to thank you, our HR manager, for her kind support and always being there for us no matter what. We went to her in the last minute, but yeah, she was there. She was still like, chalo koi baat nahi, abhi ho jayega. So yes, ma'am, thank you so much for being for us there. Thank you, Anjum sir. Yes. So friends, now is the time like to call upon the president of Greytorators Toastmaster Club to give the thank you speech.
So I'm sure we had a slow beginning, but we paced up fast. We went to the future and we came back right now. So we have seen the worst scenarios and the good scenarios and everything. So since it's already going late, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Area Director Shada, for being here for us. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Arvind. We really enjoyed having you here. And thanks a lot, Studio and Jimso, for holding up us in this meeting. And thank you all the members and the guests who were here for us on one call and one shot. Thank you so much for coming up and supporting us all in this. Thank you, Rajkumar. And please, everyone, come out. We have snacks arranged, so please have snacks and then leave. Thank you all for coming. A big round of applause.